I spent 2 years around COVID working on a Facebook ads agency. And man, I learned a lot about the way the advertising world works. I learned a lot about Facebook ads. And I also learned something that you're going to want to hear today. Don't hire a Facebook ads agency or really any ads agency or really any agency until you do this. What you don't want to do is say, I have an idea for a business, right? I have an offer. I have a course I want to launch. I have a thing I want to launch. And then you hire an agency to advertise for it. This worked in 2010. It used to be that you could come up with an offer, a course, books, a funnel, VSL, whatever. And with a reasonable budget, start advertising from scratch on Facebook. And you'd be doing well. There are many businesses, especially even agencies, marketing right now that got their start in that period from like 2010, 2015 to 2020. They did pretty well, right? And the playbook worked. So, if they're saying, hey, we did this, yeah, they could do that. It did work. If you started a business or between, say, 2010 and 2015 online, it worked for you, right? If you were doing the right things, it worked for you. But for everybody else right now, and right now it's 2026, that playbook is a lot harder. Okay. And what I learned even a few years ago, and it's more true now, is that if we took on a client that didn't have what I call foundational marketing assets in place, so they didn't have testimonials, they didn't have a solid website, they didn't have any organic presence, they hadn't really proven their offer. They didn't have good financials to have a long-term runway. So they were really expecting, the $100,000 they had as a budget for between, agency services and spend and other stuff. They were expecting that to do miracles. And nobody was able to make it work. It doesn't work. You can't rely only on ads. You have to have the foundational marketing assets. If for no other reason, that when you have an ad team, media buyers, they're going to start, you're going to make initial creatives. And if you're doing the Hermotzi thing, it's 30 creatives at a time and a bunch of videos and a bunch of copy and all that kind of stuff. But, let's say you even do that. You're like, okay, I'm going to create 50 variations and we're going to really test. In a month, you're going to need more. So your ad agency is going to come to you and say, okay, we want to do a new landing page to test. We want more creatives. Can you give us something fresh? Can we refresh the offer? What else can we do? And you're going to be busy. You have to keep going. There's a high volume. And that's a lot easier to meet when you already have 20 case studies and you already have testimonials you already have video content, and you already have blog posts, and you already have organic socials that can be boosted. When you already have good tools and a good process for building landing pages and websites and emails, and maybe you've even sent direct mail and you've held presentations and events, it becomes a lot easier to scale that because you've already got good organic growth. And now all of that organic growth, all of those organic signals are what the advanced algorithms are using to say, oh, who should we show this to? If you don't have that, it's going to make it up. And it might choose bots as your audience. And then you just waste your ad spend. So don't hire an ads agency unless they are going to work with you for 6 months to a year to, yes, okay, maybe do some small ads, but they're going to spend the rest of the time building the foundational content with you. Okay? It's paramount. Good businesses at a certain size, what I call the expert business or the expert enterprise, they should be advertising. If you're at the stage where you've got, a small marketing team, a small sales team, you're starting to get, traction, you should be advertising on at least one platform. And as you grow and get more mature, you should be advertising on multiple platforms. So you should build that into your budget, right? Even if you're not doing it now, but you have to have these foundational assets first. You have to. This is essential. It is so hard to go from zero. It's so hard to go from zero. And I think most people really misunderstand how long it takes to get traction. One reason that I am doing these posts every day is because I have spent the last 5 years working for other people. And I let all of my IP, I let the systems I have built, I let the content that I wrote and deleted, I let it all just languish. So I am doing one a day because I need to fast track this process. And I know what I need to build to fast track. But most of you don't have the unique what I've got going on, right? You have busy with client work, you have constraints. You're not comfortable yet. You don't know what you should be saying. You probably don't know exactly where your avatar sits on the sophistication spectrum. You don't know where your avatar sits on the sophistication spectrum, and so you aren't quite sure what to say. I help experts do this. Because here's the interesting thing. Once you know exactly who you should be talking to, who your exact best buyer is, and you know the outcome that you drive for them, and you know what pain points they're experiencing and how this shows up for them and the language that they use to describe it, and you can connect those 2 points. And then as you start to gather proof and whatnot, now you can create those assets really easily. And the ads that you create with your ads agency will be more effective. I guarantee you, because they're probably going to be, your ad agency is probably going to be using AI, and you're going to be using a really good structure because you know your avatar. So if you've made it this far, you might be like, hey, Lynn, that sounds really great, but we don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure I'm targeting my best avatar. I'm not sure that our messaging is really landing. Well, I got you. I got you. I am putting together a course that will let you experientially get some of my best thinking about how to build avatars and do it yourself with your team, or do it yourself with an opportunity to send it to me, at the end. So, and then if you decide, you know what, if you get stuck in the middle, you can always go to me and hire me and I can help you through it, right? Because this is what I do with experts. So that will be available here soon at lynnswayze.com/avatar, LYNNSWAYZE /avatar. Get on the wait list, get the course, get in, do the work. Really do the work. Like, I encourage you to muscle through it, and then you can automate it later, right? Do the work, come to me with questions, and get clear. And don't hire an ads agency until you do this work. Talk soon.